Good morning, my beautiful, awesome, gorgeous, handsome, top of the world people. I want to welcome you to course number one. Exciting. So today's video is going to be on developing your business. Where do you start? You just had this awesome, great opportunity presented to you that you signed up for, or you want to open up a coffee shop, or you're in 20% cash back and somebody just signed you up and you're all ready to go, you're on fire, but you have no idea where to start. So today's the day where we learn how to start your business. So number one thing, you need to develop a business plan. And when a lot of people hear business plan, they just freak out and walk away. They're like, oh, I can't do this. But it's easy. It's actually very easy. What is a business plan? Business plan is when you pay people a lot of good money and they give you this 20-page paper of how to run your business, what to do, when to do, how to start. But you don't need all that. What you need to do is your brain and understanding the basics. And the basics are your goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 2 years? Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in half a year? Where do you want to be in a month? Where do you want to be in a week? Where do you want to be today? So you take your goals, your dreams, and you lay them out. You could just take a big piece of paper and write everything out that's going through your head right now. I want car, I want house, I want $10,000 a month, I want to put my child into best school out there, blah, 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 write it all out. And then take all this stuff and break it into small portions. And you say, how do I come up with a plan to attain what I want? And this is called business plan. You're looking at your dreams and your goals and you're breaking them up into smaller portions, and you're going to do it on a daily basis. So if you want to become a mechanic, what would you do? You would, first of all, realize that you need a certificate. So before you go into anything that requires certification, you would have to go and get that certificate. Where are you going to get money? So like you go backwards and all the way back to number one, and then you start from here and then you push forward with any business. So same thing with business plan. You jot down everything that you want in your life and then you work it all the way back. So write down on daily planner what it is that you need to accomplish today. So I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting today. I'm in 20% cash back. And what's the number one then thing that I need to do is I need to start talking to people and tell them awesome news about 20% cash back, how it's wonderful and a great opportunity for their family, how they're going to be successful or be more enjoy their life more by having this program in their life. How am I going to do that? I'm going to sit down and I'm going to plan my day, and I will say, okay, who do I know? I'm going to write down the names of people who I know, and I'm going to start from there. If I'm in another business, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So, and these are just an examples of what you would be doing on a daily basis. So you come up with a bigger picture, you break that picture into smaller picture, and then you break that picture into even smaller picture, okay? And then you start accomplishing it on a daily basis, and you do it consistently. If you consistently take ball and you go to the court, the playground court or whatever, the basketball court, and you shoot daily, you shoot daily, you shoot daily, you shoot daily, 300 shoots each day. What makes you think you're going to be better at the end of a year than a guy who doesn't? Consistency. It has nothing to do with your wealth. It has nothing to do with your smartness. It has nothing to do with how beautiful you are. It has nothing to do with how, whatever it is, okay? It has to do with you going out there, doing it, and doing it consistently and not giving up, even though you failed 299 shoots and you just made one, okay? But by the end of the year, you're probably going to shoot and miss one or two. So developing a business plan is the key. And how you develop a business plan, talk to your leader. Come to your leader and be like, hey, I'm in 20% cash back. I don't know how to develop my plan. I don't know how to do it. Or you are a coffee shop owner. You want to open up a coffee shop. Meet with coffee shops in your area that are not maybe very close to you because it might be a competition. But just go out there and look for people who are willing to help you. Go out and Google it. Go out and YouTube it. There's so many different ways on how to write out your business plan. Just go and say, how do I develop my business plan on YouTube? I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's videos like that. Or you go and Google it up, or go to the library and be like, hey, I want to develop a business plan. How do I do it? There's probably billions of books out there somewhere who wrote in details how would you do that. So developing a business plan is number one in any type of business. Then inside that developing business, as you develop this business plan, your focus is how to get customers, how to get customers, how to keep your customers, and how to keep them satisfied. Okay, is to always outdo your competition. The only way you can be successful in business is to outdo your competition. How do you outdo your competition? By bringing some type of big, huge value to your customer, such as you're a shoe store, and people walk into the shoe store, and the lady runs to you. Okay, what size do you need? What color do you need? What else can I help you with? She's constantly on top of those people and asking them questions and asking them. And then you go to another shoe store and you walk in, you can't find anyone. Everybody's hiding somewhere. They're pretending that they're working. Who are you more likely to go to? There, where they will serve you like you're the king. Okay, so when you talk to your customers, when you go and meet people, you want to make sure that you talk to them as you want to be talked to if you were a customer. Without a clear plan of action, you will not be successful, and you will not achieve your ambitions, because your plan is not set, your plan is not out there, and you can't follow anything, and you will not be successful. So make sure you have a good business plan. Make sure you follow that plan on a daily basis. And give me just 1 second. And when you set your planner, when you write things in your planner, break your day into hourly, by minute, by hour, by certain chunk, because if you don't do that, you will not be productive. For example, so I just developed my business plan. I know how to treat my customers, and now I need to jump into action. So I would take my agenda book or planner, whatever it is you want to call, and I would say from 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. I'm going to read. I'm going to listen to some DVD or CD, or I'm going to read, or I'm going to read my Bible, whatever it takes. Okay, so you're going to develop yourself. And then from 7:30 until 8:30, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get my kids ready. I'm going to get my husband ready. I'm going to eat, do all that stuff. So plan your day out hour by hour, minute by minute, because if you have this planner that is set, that it's full, it's so much easier to accomplish it. All you have to go do is check mark it, be done. Check mark it, be done. You have something to fall back on. Okay, you have a stability in your life. But if you don't have that planner, if you don't know how to satisfy your customers, if you don't have goals, you will not be able to meet them because you don't have them. And when you don't have goals and you can't meet them, you are not productive. So you want to be productive. You want to have customers. You want to keep customers. You got to start from ground zero and follow this. If you don't do this, you will not be successful. Without a plan, you will not be successful. And hugest thing I hear from all these successful people is you got to be flexible. You must be flexible. So let's say you are building a house and you have a blueprint for your house. You have to follow your blueprint, or something If you don't follow it, something is going to go wrong and the whole thing will fall apart, right? So you have this blueprint and you're ready, you dug up the ground and you started doing this, and then all of a sudden you find out that you are able to um, get you have water in your ground and you're able to have a well. Instead of going to the city, you can actually run your own water. What are you going to do? You're going to change your blueprint. Why? Because this is going to be productive. Okay, this is going to bring you money, or whatever it's going to do to you, it's going to bring something of value to you. And that's one thing. Do know that when you have a business plan set in place, always remember that you have to be flexible. So if you're in the store and everybody started using these phone cards, right, where you bring your phone, you tap it or they scan it or whatever, and they paid, and you're like, that's a new way. I'm too old for this. I don't want to do this. How many customers are you going to have? Probably half of what you would have had. Because if I come to the store and I don't want to carry my wallet, I don't want to carry my purse, I'm a phone kind of a girl, okay? So if I walk into your coffee shop and you're like, "Oh, we don't do the phone." Okay, I'll take my business somewhere else. So always be flexible. Always learn what are the flexibility. Always be ahead of your competition. Okay, what's out there? What automated systems out there? What kind of calls are out there? How do I reach people? Do I send them postcards? Do I attend meetings? What do I do? So you have to be flexible with your business plan. Don't have it as a blueprint. Have it in a blueprint, but always have it in a pencil blueprint so you can erase, adjust it, change it, and do better things in life. Flexibility, and you have to embrace the change. This was the big for me. I don't like change. I'm always scared of change. I'm always scared of new things because they mess up my schedule. And when they mess up my schedule, my life is going to be ruined and everything's going to trickle down and everything's going to like fall apart. That's how I felt. I did not like change. But now I'm like embracing every single thing. Oh, okay. Do I have to wear heels? I'll wear heels. Okay. Do I have to wear PJs? I'll wear PJs. Do whatever it takes to be successful. And if it means change, embrace it, because change might always be for good and not always for the bad. So embrace the change that you're going to meet in your way. I am getting most of my information right now from this book. And if you want all this that I'm telling you right now in more details, this is the book to go. And he says in here, if you do not plan, then you're planning to fail. So if you don't plan wisely, if you don't plan on daily basis, if you don't start doing something about yourself, about your life, is you already planned to fail. So don't do that. Do not give up. That is a big one. Do not give up in the beginning as you develop your business plan. And nothing goes according to your business plan. Everything is failing. Everybody's saying no to you. Everybody's like putting you down and just walking all over you and making you look like you're the loser of the whole wide world. Take it. Thank you. And move on. Why? Because the more you fail, the more successful you will become. You will learn everything from your fails. If you don't fall, you don't know how to change. You don't know how to make things better. But people who fail 5 billion times know so much more about failure, and they will know how to walk around it. So when the next time they're presented with some other kind of business opportunity, what are they going to be like? Oh no, we don't take that route. How would they know? Because they already failed, okay? So the more failure you have in your life with starting business, the more learning you are exposed to. The more learning you're exposed to, the more successful you become. I've heard this huge thing, which kind of, when I've heard it first time, it blew my mind. They said some billionaires went into bankruptcy many more times than anyone out there in the world. And I'm thinking to myself, how can they go into bankruptcy when they're successful people? Things happen, things happen. You will fail flat on your face, but what matters is you get up and you keep on walking. And there is the second thing that was kind of like an eye opener to me, and maybe I already knew it was like wasn't news to me, but when certain things it's not news to you until you hear them and you're like, wow, why didn't I never knew that? But somehow, somewhere deep down inside your heart, you knew. So a friend of mine, he said, take away everything from me right now. My money, my wife, my kids, like strip me naked and I will rebuild my empire in no time because of what I have here. But if you don't have anything here, I can give you billions of dollars and you're going to fail by end of the year. And that's what happens with a lot of people who win lottery. They fail miserably. Why? Because they don't have brains. Okay? And how do you get brains? By going out there and developing yourself. By going out there and saying, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn from the best. I'm going to be on top of it. I'm going to suck the life out of everything that I can find. Okay? I'm going to be the destroyer of knowledge. I'm going to go into the book and I'm going to destroy it. Eat it up. I'm going to go into this video and just consume it. The more things you consume, the more successful you become. The less things you consume, the less successful you will become. Okay? And that was my biggest fail. My biggest fail, my biggest fear is I have to do so much work and I have no time for it. No time for it whatsoever. But as soon as I cut that out and I said, I'm going to do it one day at a time. I'm going to do 1 hour of personal development each day. I'm going to talk to one customer each day and I'm going to fail and it's okay. As soon as I got past the failure part, as soon as I got past the, oh, it's so much work part, as soon as I got past the, oh, well, there's so much negativity and so many, obstacles in my way. I can't do this. As soon as I did this, I became much more successful. Okay. Success starts with you. I can give you $1 billion right now. And if you don't have the brains, you will lose it by tomorrow. If I give you brains, you will be successful in a year. It's all about who you are and not what is given to you. Okay. I know this is going to be a bad example, but it would be the best example you've ever heard. It will be the best example you've ever heard. A lot of people fail to start business because they're scared. They're scared of the negative people, of the poopy things. Like there's a lot of poopy things that's going to happen to you, okay? But it will bring so much fruit. And why do I say it? And it sounds disgusting, is I'm going to explain. If you're a farmer, if you grew up on a farm, excuse me, you will realize that when you fluff up your ground, you need to put some kind of nutrients into it. You need to put some kind of fertilizer in it. And majority of fertilizer is poop. There are people who buy that, okay? People who have cows or sheep or whatever, and they say, can we have the manure? We need the cow's poop. And they pay money. And then they drag that poop and they sprinkle it all over the fluffy ground. And then they put the seeds in the ground. And then they water it. And then the seeds bring fruit at the end of the harvest. Okay? So without the poop, they will not have the prosperity that they do. Because poop somehow has so much nutrients. It sounds gross and disgusting, but I want you to get this in your mind. The more negativity, the more no's I hear, the better I become. And the more times the people say, it's a scam, you got into something weird, the more people say all these things, the more it's going to start to build you if you use it in the right kind of direction, okay? So the more negative, the more bad that you hear from people, and the more you suck out the life of the successful people, the more you attend meetings, the more, I don't care if it's a meeting of one person, if only one person showed up, you're going to be back and forth about something successful. You're going to tune into YouTube channels that are filled with so much information. You're going to tap into books. You're going to tap into CDs, audios, podcasts, webcasts, whatever it is out there that is going to personally develop you, that is going to give you knowledge. It will grow you. But if you're just going to take negative, 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 and not do anything about gaining positive, you're going to fail. So negative will happen to you. Bad things will happen to you. You will fail miserably on some days. You will be discouraged on some days. But what matters is you saying, you know what, I got this. I fail. I totally screwed up, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it again. And that's what makes a businessman, a successful businessman, is because he never fails. He never gives up. Children never fail to walk because they say, I got this. I'm going to get up and walk. They fall 7 billion times a day and they get up 3 times. And guess what happens? A few weeks later, they start walking. Why? Because they never gave up. So develop a really detailed business plan. Execute that business plan on a daily basis. You will reach months, years, and you will realize that you have reached your months, years, and daily basis goals. Why? Because you did it on daily basis. Don't give up on moving forward. Don't be scared to accomplish all the awesome goals. And just be an awesome person. Be determined, be awesome, and execute those goals on a daily basis. And this is it for today. And the next video will be on fear. I'm going to do that one on fear. How people fear things, and I don't want you to fear things. It's actually a learned action that we produce and not something that we were born with. So I will talk to you later and look forward to getting more of these videos out there. Thank you guys for watching and being here. I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here because you want to change your life. And I give you lots of credit for that. You are on the way to better life by changing your life on a daily basis. I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.